Hello and welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with Dan. I'm told that Jordan will be with us in the next couple of minutes. He just had to nip to the shops. I don't know what for. It was obviously urgent. I didn't pry because I was just concentrating on trying to get this on semi-on time. I know we're now 4 minutes past 11, but I'll give us a bit of slack, Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
the shops.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gone to get. It must be pretty urgent. Maybe he just needed some sustenance. I don't know. Because an hour talking about stuff can take it out of you sometimes. But yeah, we'll be taking a trip down memory lane today, talking about some nostalgic stuff. I've got a whole host of things, like a list. I think I say like nearly 50 items that some of them just bring back such vivid memories of being at school and playing video games, that sort of stuff. But yeah, we always love taking a trip down memory lane. He's on the blower.
I don't know where my phone is, and it's linked to the computer, and I was like, I knew.
Nightmare.
I know. Usually I just turn it off, but
yeah.
I don't know if that does that.
Glorious Apple products.
It's off now.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, we'll be taking a trip down memory lane. But the first thing I wanted to speak about, which I might just delay a couple of minutes to wait to see if Jordan gets here, because I don't know if he's heard about it or not. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk apparently have both agreed and are both willing to do a mixed martial arts UFC kind of cage fight style thing, which is just crazy to me. Would you pay to watch it? Would you honestly pay to watch it?
No. Because, well, they're both the richest. They're up there. Elon's the richest man in the world, and Zuck's not far off, is he?
No.
So they don't need any money. I like Elon Musk. So I'd like him to beat Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
But you're just going to watch that on the highlights anyway.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'm going to chat with him, Jordan, because I don't know really why they're doing it. They're both like everyone knows who they are, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't need money. They're both super famous.
Yeah, they definitely both don't need money. I guess the whole kind of way this has been played off is like Instagram and Facebook versus Twitter. And, and that's
I mean, they both do a little bit of like martial arts and stuff. I think. Well, I've seen Zuckerberg, but I don't know how long they've been doing it for. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather them two get in a cage with a professional MMA guy and then he just beat the fuck out of them. I'd get more. Yeah. I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. I don't know. Zuckerberg's weird anyway. He's just he's a like, you never know. Might be pleasantly surprised and it's all right, but
you could be
just a weird character. I'd like to see him get punched. Oh, maybe actually I will pay just as hopefully Elon just fucking smashes him in the face. There's been times when I wanted to do that.
Yeah, Jordan has returned. He's returned from the shops.
Hello, sorry.
What did you get?
Milk.
That was it. There you go.
So I'm gonna have a cup of tea. I do apologise.
That's it.
But I just thought I can do this, and then I've been 4 minutes late. But 7. Sorry. Well, actually, I'm
dying for a cup of tea.
We started 4 minutes late, so it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Ah, there we go. Cool. How is everyone?
I'm good. Just
very good. Very good.
Enjoying hay fever.
Enjoying what?
Hay fever.
Hay fever.
Yeah, I must admit, I do suffer with it in the summer.
Never suffered. I overheard you guys talk about Elon.
Yes.
Thingy.
Elon and Zuck's fight.
The thing is, though, that Mark Zuckerberg is apparently really good at jiu-jitsu.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
He enters in competitions and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hopefully that they just do stand up, and I just want to see him get punched.
Oh yeah. So
definitely.
I mean, that is the thing. Like, if he does jiu-jitsu, fair enough, but you don't get punched in the face in jiu-jitsu.
No.
I mean, you can get like, the forearm pressed against it and stuff, but yeah.
It is weird, isn't it? It's it doesn't really fit into any like other of these YouTube kind of fights.
No, but this is. I think this could be even fucking better, right? Sorry, I apologize. I'm eating a crumpet. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing this morning. Sorry. Fuck all the YouTube boxing shit. I want to see bored billionaire boxing.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
I just don't. I mean, I didn't know that Mark Zuckerberg did jiu-jitsu, but I just don't see it being in any way a spectacle unless they just both under the radar in terms of their ability and just come out swinging and knock each other out.
I mean, the thing is, though, they can afford the most elite of elite training if they wanted to. Like, they can be like, right, let's give it a year to train, and then they can build their own dojo.
Yeah, they're both quite driven characters as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a weird one. I just
Battle of
just
Lizards
doesn't excite me.
Twitter versus Facebook.
Yeah.
The stock price is on the line. Has anyone seen? Has the Tesla or Twitter stock dropped recently? Because it came out that Elon Musk uses ketamine for depression.
Jesus.
And I just thought, you dumped the Tesla stock because you smoked the blunt on Joe Rogan. You're now saying you do ketamine for depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that had an effect.
I'm not sure ketamine's I don't know. Yeah, the drug of choice. I've
never heard that before.
I've known people do ketamine in the past, and it's
not
never
been
been
for depression.
I know, like psilocybin and magic mushrooms are pretty good for depression.
A horse tranquilizer.
A horse tranquilizer. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just stupid.
I wonder who was the first veterinarian to be like, I wonder what happened if I put this horse tranquilizer inside me, and then all of a sudden he just blew the market wide open.
Yeah.
Just the first K-hole.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question, a moral dilemma for you guys.
Oh God,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, this happened the other day. I won't say what side I was on.
So I know what this is. I know what this is already.
Okay, this will be for Dan then,
right.
So I can get a truly non-biased opinion, right? So, buying rounds. Okay? You're in a group and you've been buying rounds for a few days, yeah? And everyone's just getting pints. You know what I mean? Nothing flashy, just pints or, whatever. Maybe a bottle of Record Legs, And then if someone decided that, I don't know, they fancy something a little bit extra, maybe an Irish coffee, which costs literally twice as much as any of the other drinks when it's not their round, is that person a questionable character, a CUNT? Or is it just like,
I used to have a similar thing with a mate. I used to go out and but he was minted and I was poor. So we were great. He would always get just his drink, his go-to drink standard, his preference was double JD and Coke.
Yeah. And
it was always pricey. Like, depending where you're drinking, some places it's really expensive. And
a golf country club, for example, where even pints are expensive.
I would just have a beer, and it was always like, and I just didn't have the money to. But you do rounds, and it's like so. And I don't think he even thought about it because he was just minted. He wasn't really. Maybe he thought I had more money. But I would like on my round I'd get a bottle, and then on his round I would get a double.
Yeah. But what if it was your round last? So you never had the opportunity to rinse him.
I think with it is. It's down to the circumstances. Is that their just go to drink all the time, or are they?
No, if that person was ordering a pint of Aspels every time and then all of a sudden wanted a fucking Irish coffee specifically with Jameson's, which Jameson's alone was £6 a shot, and then they charge for the coffee.
And at a country, I would in that scenario, I would you would expect the person to just say, "Oh, it's a bit more, I'll offer a bit more."
Yeah,
but just some people, they can be oblivious with rounds, can't they?
Yeah. So basically, that was the scenario all week. The thing was, we were playing because I was on that golf trip. What we do is we normally play on a Saturday for a £5 a round, and as in like a round of golf, and then whoever wins out of the 6 of us gets the fivers, but then the winner gets the drinks. So most of the rounds were through the holiday, although on the holiday we're doing £10 a round. But in the evenings, we just took turns getting rounds, right? And it was my round last, and everyone had just been getting, like, say, pints of Aspels or beer or whatever. And this guy who plays with us, he's retired now. He retired early because he's done well for himself. And unfortunately, the only way I can describe this guy, and I'm not the only one to describe him from the trip as it, is a smug, arrogant prick, basically, right? And it was my round. He was like, "Oh, I think I'll have an Irish coffee with Jameson's." And I thought, hang on a minute, this is going to be a bit fucking more than basically a £5 or a drink that everyone else has been having. And I went up to the bar and I ordered it all. And I was like, just out of interest, mate, how much is that Irish coffee? And he's like, "Oh, £10.60. I was like, I want to be clear here, right? If every drink was a tenner, that's totally cool. Yeah, it's totally cool. It's the fact that this was double the price of anyone else's, and he hadn't ordered it once throughout the whole trip, right? And so I took when I took it back to the table, I was like, "There you go, name." That was a fucking tenner. That was nearly a third of the whole round, and he just laughed, and I just sort of like gave the face of "you're a prick," and to which this guy, and honestly, right, basically this group that I play golf with. My dad is an integral part, yeah. And if he wasn't, I don't think it would have went as it did. Yeah, I didn't want to upset Dad. Basically, I don't want to keep the peace for Dad.
Yeah.
But fuck me, right? So he knew I was pissed off about it. This guy, and he went, "It's all right. It's only money." I went, "Yeah, it's only my money." Name, and then, but I just couldn't. Honestly, mate, I was fucking seething with the prick. Yeah. I just asked a load of people, like anonymously, like I just did there. Was I the one who ordered the drink, or wasn't I? And every single person was like, "Cunt, it's rude. You don't do that on rounds. You know, you keep it. You should keep it within a price range of everyone else."
I think that's a general consensus. What you could have done to be petty, or it was the last frame, but on your end, you could have just been like, "Yeah, I'll have what's your most expensive glass of champagne."
Oh no, mate, no, I've already got a plan. So basically, next time this guy wins, right, that'll be his round. Admittedly, it'll be from all the winnings and that. I'm going to order an Irish coffee with Jameson's. I'm going to sit there while everyone drinks their drinks, and then I'm going to go, "Right, we're ready to go," and I'm going to pour it out on the floor. And I'm going to go home. That's what I'm going to do. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's what I will do. And he might not win for weeks and weeks and weeks. I don't give a fuck. The moment that man wins, I'll order an Irish coffee. I fucking hate coffee. Don't like Jameson's either. And I'll sit there and then I'll pour it out on the floor and walk off. And then I will feel complete.
There you go.
Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to. I wanted to lay the guy out. I was just like, "You're an actual toss." But the problem was, it wasn't even like, if he was like, "Well, all right," and a fun guy, and that, then I'll be like, "You know what? Fuck it. He's a legend. I'll do it." Yeah. But it's the fact he's a smug, arrogant prick.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'd done it because it was you.
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But
yeah,
he made an enemy that day that he didn't want to make.
Mortal enemy.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I think that the thing that tips it over the edge is the fact that he did it at the last possible point.
So there's no like he couldn't get him back or anything like that,
Yeah, the reason I say that is because of the way you said his response was. Because in that situation, say it was me and I just really wanted that drink, and I was like, I mean, I would offer, but just say you forgot. Obviously, when you took it back and said, "Oh, that was a tenner," he could have. His response then could have been, "Oh, sorry, mate. Shit, I didn't even think it's a fiver or whatever, or I'll chuck a five in the kitty or something to." But one, to have a load of money and then go, "Oh, it's only money." It's like, well, that's just been a bit of a div.
Yeah. Whereas if it was his round and he ordered himself a bottle or something and he came over and he was like, fuck it, it's only money, then it's like, oh yeah, fair enough, it is only money because it's your money, you know.
I would wait. I would literally find out the most expensive bottle of champagne in there.
Yeah.
And when it's his round, I'd be like, yeah, mate, I want the Dom Perignon. And he'd be like, oh, yeah. And I'd be like, no, it makes only money.
Yeah, it's only money.
It's only money, mate.
Yeah.
And so, and then I'd even buy the next bottle just to just to piss her off. I'm like, yeah, mate, it's only money, innit?
Yeah. Fuck it, honestly, mate. Fucking prick. Like, yeah, I just go, oh man.
I personally I don't know him, but from that it sounds like he's just done it a bit to wind you up.
Yeah, but he just looks like a total prick at the same time. But he is.
You'll have to update us when he next wins.
Yeah,
I like Jameson. I don't. Yeah, Jameson's and coffee though. That's
I don't like coffee. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was looked at the menu and I was like, "Fucking hell, Jameson's is £6 on its own," and I know basically, like the golf clubs, they're fucking stupid. So rounds are so expensive, just because, like, say you wanted a lager shandy, they'll charge you at my golf club anyway, and the one that we went to. They'll charge you for a pint of beer and a pint of lemonade.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
even though you have neither.
What are you doing? Yeah.
A pint of
what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, it's mad.
That is crazy.
So I knew straight away. I was like, that's going to be a straight up shot of Jameson's and a straight up like black coffee for this, or whatever the fuck they make a Irish coffee with. So I was just intrigued, and then lo and behold, there it was. But yeah, I'll get him. I'll fucking get him. I'll fucking get him.
Clip that.
You know. And like at the minute, he's better at golf than me, but not by much. And he's in his 60s, right? And like, I can assure you, I reckon it will take me about a year to get better than him. And I will take pride in mercilessly battering him every Saturday from here on out. Honestly, like, I fucking hate the guy now. And it isn't, I want to make something very clear. It's not just because of this drink. It's because of how it's been. Like, for example, me and Luke, who's my doubles partner in the summer doubles, we're through to the quarterfinals, absolutely buzzing in my first like proper big tournament. That's like trophy, name on the board, everything. We won the first round, and basically you take 60% of the lower handicap, which is mine, and then 40% of the higher handicap, which was Luke's, right? And then you work out your handicap, and then you go against your opponents, and then whoever's got a bigger handicap, they give you anyway, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm obviously nearly 30, and I can count. Luke is 25, works in finance for Kettle Crisps, right? A big company. He knows numbers, right? We won. The first thing Alan said, because he thought that we'd done our handicap wrong, he was like, oh, have you done the wrong handicap? Because you might have to be disqualified, blah, blah. And then it's like, first of all, fuck off. We're celebrating. Second of all, no, we haven't, because I know how to count, and he works in fucking finance. And then about an hour later, oh, would you? I guess he said something like, "Oh, there's a first time for everything." Turns out I'm wrong, and it's just like, mate, fuck off. Just say well done and move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I hate this guy, and I intend to make the remainder of his life a misery.
There you go.
Yeah, but it all just capitulated. You know, I was like, is this guy as much of an arsehole as I think, or have I just got like rose tinted glass or like the opposite of rose tinted glasses here. And then when he did that order, it was like, no, yeah, he is. He's a CUNT. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
confirmed. So there we go.
it's just a bit snaky, isn't it? The last
mate,
order.
Yeah,
He do it.
yeah, and he doesn't fucking shut up about money.
Yeah,
it's just like, mate, like we get it. You worked offshore. I don't fucking care, mate.
it's just
you know what I mean? Like, well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. Like we play with my Uncle John, right? My Uncle John on paper, because he's got lots of assets, he's worth between 7 and 8 million. You would never know.
Yeah.
You would never know. He's just a guy that plays golf. But then this Alan guy, who I think is retired. Oh, such his name. He was just retired with about 400-500K. Just won't fucking shut up. You think he's the richest man on the planet? It's like,
that's
mate,
usually the way, isn't it? To be fair.
Don't fucking care.
There we go. Ashton Mitchell says, so this guy is the new James from Pets at Home then?
Yeah.
That's it.
But I can't escape him because I play golf on the weekends.
That's it.
But anyway, that's my moan over. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I need to get off my chest.
It's therapeutic.
But I will. I'll let you know. I'm telling you, I'm doing that Irish coffee thing. I'm fucking doing it.
I know you will. That's the thing. I know you will do that.
Yeah. That's funny.
I fucking will. I'm telling you. Say I'll happily buy you an expensive drink if I like you, but if you're a smug prick, fuck off.
Nah.
You know?
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. There we go. Anyway.
Right. Well,
that was technically nostalgia because it happened earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
I don't know if it makes you feel nostalgic, but
no, it doesn't.
But we'll hopefully improve that with a look at some of these images that will, I'm sure, bring back some memories. First one. Anyone remember this screensaver?
The pipes.
Yes.
Is it a DVD?
I think it was on the computer. Like if you left the screen, if you didn't
was it
touch
like Windows 95 or something?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know if it says
it's
what.
Disgusting, isn't it?
I mean, it looks atrocious, but I just remember just watching it with awe.
Yeah.
Like, when is
Did
this?
they all
end?
move about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you left like a computer, like you didn't touch it for like 10, 15 minutes, it'd start doing that. Yeah. Start doing the old pipes. Yes. Mr. Blank CDs.
Yeah. Oh, Ricky Martin.
Mambo number 5.
No scrubs.
That's a very strange list.
Yeah, that's a very varied.
You've got like Jay-Z, Ricky Martin,
Smash Mouth,
Will Smith, Britney Spears. Like that is
Backstreet Boys.
I mean, it looks like gold writing.
That is a mix and a half.
That is
a mix.
A schizophrenic mix of songs.
But that is
Backstreet Boys. Very, very 90s.
That's
mix,
so 90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's no. Yeah, I think the Jay-Z one must have just been at the time. It was, that's just like a no mix, isn't it?
Yeah. 99.
Are they still going? Now that's what I call.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, it's got to be like fucking 10 million.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, I used to make tons of just go on LimeWire.
Yeah.
And just make tons of CDs, like obviously blank CDs, and then rip them and then place them onto a CD. Quality.
Did you need a special pen to write on that as well, or can you just use a?
I know you probably needed something that was obviously permanent.
Smudge off.
Yeah. They've got colours. Whoever this is, they've got multiple colours, so I think they're set. But yeah, that could be an alternative for then us what I call music.
It's funny, isn't it, when you get, because I remember getting a CD and it was like so much obviously better than a tape. It was it was so sick. I was like, God, you just skip it because it's convenience. And then, but now you look at a CD and you're like, it's not even worth putting one in because it's only 12 songs. It's kind of, they're just pointless. But it's just funny how quick it changes.
Yeah,
right. It was. I just remember when it's so advanced, and then I remember getting a USB MP4 and putting like 30 songs on it, and I was like, shit, man, you're not going to beat this.
No.
This is the pinnacle.
It will not. I
remember when computer programs came on floppy disks.
Yeah.
Yes, mate. Yeah, all my work at uni was all on floppy disks.
Was it?
Yeah, all my dissertation work. So yeah, my full dissertation is on a floppy disk somewhere.
No way.
And it's fun. I've got all my work on some disks somewhere. But obviously you can't even not plug them in. You need to buy the little accessory.
Yeah.
Because like the old laptops, well, not laptops really. It was the old big unit to put your disc in.
Yeah.
But even a disc at uni, I thought, God, this is like
mental.
Game changer. Yeah. This is like,
this will never be beaten.
Yeah,
ever.
You don't get But again, it's nostalgia, so it fits. But when I first joined the army, you had this so this was before computers. You had this, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like big old machine. It's got like a magnifying glass and a light on the top, and it's almost you get these slides, and you put them in, and it like magnifies it up, and so all the books were on these.
Oh yeah,
slides, and it was like you get your slide. It was like so ancient. It'd take you ages to like find it. Rather, I don't really know the purpose of it really. I guess it's for space. You could have small one, but you have these boxes of these slides and going through. It was just, it's awful.
I think I've seen them in the movies where they go into like libraries and stuff and look at news articles and that.
Yeah,
and they're, like, twisting it.
Yeah,
I always wondered how they worked, but that makes so much sense now you've said that they're magnified.
Yeah.
So how the fuck have they got all these like papers in there?
Yes, it's tiny little printed disc, and then it's magnified up, and then you can
so you can store loads.
Go in it, get your information and that. But yeah, computers just blew all that out the window, didn't they?
Mm. It makes you wonder, like, to where we're at now. We're obviously still with USB sticks and stuff, but like, or hard drives, but where will it go from there? Unless it's just all on the cloud.
It's got to be to the point, isn't it, where kind of like the Neuralink and stuff, where it's just, or it's all on your glasses. It's just linked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty mad that obviously you just got the internet on your phone, so you can get access to so much information on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only going forward, really, the only is to take the phone away.
Yeah.
Have it on your glasses or even for a Neuralink or whatever. Yeah.
Crazy.
These I still do at HMV.
I was gonna say, I did have memories of HMV just going through band posters and stuff and game posters.
Yeah, that was cool. WH Smith stuff then. I mean that shouldn't really fade away, should it? That should still be about, but you hardly see it.
Yeah, the only place I can think of is HMV.
Yeah, no, they're cool. I like them.
I do rate a good poster.
But
yeah, it's just everything kind of physical. Like anything that's physical is kind of just not as prominent, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like VHS tapes. Like they're borderline ancient now, but if you get like a pack of them just blank, I mean, I don't even know how much they sell for, but it's crazy to think how much the curve is that when they come in, they're pricey. When they become the norm, they start to come down. And when they go out of fashion, they're just like, you could give them away. People won't even have them for free. And then you 5-10 years later, they start to pick up prices. It's such a weird kind of cycle it goes through. Yeah.
It just shows how quick we move, like with technology and like consumerism.
Yeah.
What do you think nostalgia is? Like, do you think it's like as you like go through life, obviously some memories you kind of think of in a more positive light than maybe even they were, and you kind of want to go back there? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like you'd like to go back to that period of time, so maybe that's why all of a sudden value is attached. To these things.
Yeah. I think also a thing with it as well with nostalgia, or for me anyway, and I think it resonates with probably a lot of people, is that say that I love Mega Drive games, like they're my thing that I collect. And when I was young, I had like a couple, one or two, and there was loads that I used to really want and couldn't buy.
Yeah.
You know, you'd really want this thing, and then later on in life, as you get older and you
100%.
You got some cash, you can buy these things that were
literally
were so big to you at the time, and were like, I remember thinking as this game come out, I remember thinking, that's all I want in life. If I get that, like, that's all I want. I didn't want anything else. I just wanted this one game, and I was like, I just remember for a period, just nothing else mattered apart from this 40 quid game. I got it in the end, and it's just, I've got that game now, and I've never played it since then. But it's just funny that I just really remember having that feeling that that's all I wanted.
Yeah, it's so strange that you say that at this moment, because you just said that, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards are on the screen, and literally, I'll get them now. The exact same thing happened when I was a kid. In Yu-Gi-Oh, there was one called Exodia, and he was broken up into 5 pieces, and it's so hard to get. And I never even had one piece of Exodia, right? And I was like, fuck it, I'm an adult now, so I bought them, and like, this is the bollocks to me. Hang on one sec. And I even bought them PSA fucking graded.
Nice.
But like, so this is, you know, this to me as a kid would be like fucking gold dust, the 5-piece Exodia.
Yeah.
You know, and so you got his arms, his legs, and the body, and the other, and it's just fucking. I just got to the stage where I was an adult with adult money, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get them. And it's just weird, like how much as a kid, like I wanted these, and then just one day it's just like I kind of realized, like, shit, you can just buy stuff if you know, obviously be sensible, but if you have it, but if you can just buy the things that you want, and I wanted as a kid, and I actually got these for quite a good price, but
it's
and
mad,
now
isn't it?
I own them.
That there's a transition from when you're a kid and you earn bits of money for doing like whatever, car washing or car boots or whatever. But like, I specifically remember going to my first job. I think I was 16, and I think the pay, it was an apprentice pay, but I think I got 350 quid.
Yeah.
And then like I said to my mum, I was like, I got this money. I was like, you know, do you want any money for like rent or something? And she was like, 50 quid back in the day. And I had 300 quid, and I was like, I remember going to mum, like, what can I buy? And she was like, it's your money, I'll buy what you want. And I was like, there's this leather jacket. I was like, can I get it? It was like 80 quid, I think. And I would have always had to ask my mum for that to get it.
Yeah.
And it was like a big thing, whatever. And she was like, yeah, just, you know, it's your money, buy it. And I bought it. And I was like, I think that's when you like kind of truly understand the value of money.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, with that, it's good with your kids. I've obviously got 2 kids. It's good not to just give them everything they want when they want it. It's good to like let them wait for some stuff, or not even give them some stuff. Just be like, you know, you can't have that, or because you know you need that feeling as you get older.
Yeah. I feel. Do you know what? At the time, obviously, I wished it was. At the time, I wished it was different, but now I wouldn't change it. Pretty much,
Exactly.
I didn't grow up at all. And don't get me wrong, I had a very happy, wonderful childhood and all the rest of it, but we weren't rich by any fucking stretch of the imagination. And pretty much only on the rarest of occasions was this broken. But I'd basically, if I got something, it was my birthday or it was Christmas. It was never just sort of like, oh, you like that? Yeah, here you go. Here it is.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And that you know, now in later life, all right, I've just said, I just bought these because I wanted them, blah blah blah. But it does, I do feel like I do have a respectable and good grasp of the value of money. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I was taught that because I couldn't just have whatever the fuck I wanted when I wanted it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's not to slight the people that grew up and did, because at the end of the day, if your parents did that for you, happy days, and it was out of your control. It was your parents' decision, you know. So, yeah, but for me, that was never the case. And I do, like I say, I feel like it just gives you that greater value of money. I mean, like, for example, I one of the things when I became a lifeguard, I was given an opportunity to become a lifeguard, but you had to do the training first, and the training cost money. And so rather than asking my mum or my dad for the money to do the training to get the job, I sold my Xbox 360 to pay for the training.
Oh, nice.
To then bought a PlayStation 3 with my first wages instead. You know what I mean? So shit like that.
Yeah.
Which I just feel like, because of how I was brought up with money, I think that's why I kind of came to that decision. But yeah, I think I'm sure as parents you want to give your kids the world, but actually there is probably something special in not giving them everything, because then when they can get it themselves, it feels better.
Yeah, it's such a weird line to tread, and a hard line, and it's like there'll be stuff that I'll make my kids wait for, like if it's expensive items, and we could just get it straight away, but it's just like no, like you have to earn that.
Yeah.
Like little things is fine, but even then it's like, so like I took my daughter to the car boot, and she was like selling cans, and she made some bracelets, and she made 40 quid. Selling cans. I had a load of water, and she sold all this water, but like because she made that money, like that's her 40 quid. She's like she's got some other money. She's got about 100 quid or something, but she really respects that money and understands. And like she'll buy little things, and she bought her sister. Like we were going around the car, and this one was selling these dolls. I mean, she wanted. I mean, some of the dolls were 40 quid at a car boot. I was like, "Are you mad?" And, but she had this start at 10 quid, and I was like, 10 quid for a doll at a car boot.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You know, it's a lot of money at a car. Like money's like 10x in it at a car boot. But then Sarah, she was like, "I'll buy it for you." She bought it, and that was really cute.
Yeah,
I'll give her the money back anyway. But it was just like,
but she still made the decision herself.
She made the decision,
That's awesome.
So wait, but it is, it's important. Like I say, it's hard because you just do want to buy them anything they want,
of course,
like especially if it's little stuff. You just like, oh yeah, but you can't do that. Again, you got to set in place things for when you're older.
I suppose with children, when it comes to children, if you're buying stuff for them, like maybe once or twice, fine. But once it becomes like a routine, it's almost like an expectation on their behalf for you to do that.
It's weird, man, because it's like, again, you know what you like when you're a kid and you get stuff and you're like, it's amazing, and you can buy them loads of little stuff all the time, but then it ruins the value of it. So it is a weird thing, especially as a dad with like 2 girls. It's like, I'd like to buy them stuff all the time. But you just have to balance it out, because you know, for their good, you don't want spoiled kids.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. All this.
Oh my god!
Brings back some memories.
The old wheeling it out. They still wheel it out. They do that at my kids. They do that.
Do they?
Oh yeah, wheeled it out. I mean, that cracks me up.
The TV and the VCR.
That was good. That's just good times, isn't it? Even looking at that, that's just like. We're not skipping a class.
Yeah. This is one class I'm staying in for.
It doesn't matter what you're watching, because you're there with all your mates watching. It's just so much better than it would be if you was just to watch it at home.
Yeah. You did know that was good. You knew that was going to be either a complete like DOS of a lesson, or you're going to actually watch something decent and still be obviously happy about it. You just knew it was going to be a good lesson when that rolled in.
Yeah,
it's a bit like if you ever been at work somewhere and you don't have to work or whatever, you can just watch something. like that's always feels better than just watching it at home because you're getting paid.
Yeah. Any training that involved like watching a video wherever I've been, it's been like,
switch off.
Let's go.
Yeah, I can get to sleep.
But then in school, I always remembered, like, so obviously the lights would be off and that, and then like it'd either be me or friends or just someone else in class would be talking, and then the teacher would just like pause it and then just like shout, and then be like, stop talking. We're gonna go back to the textbooks.
No.
and then like put it back on.
Not the text.
Yeah, but yeah. No.
This weirdly reminds me of when we did that pod with the watch along and we turned the lights off.
Turn the lights off.
Lights was just sparkle.
Yeah.
Oh, so
to be honest, I mean, it weren't a slight against David Attenborough, but there would have been times where I've done that easily in lessons and in probably training at work. They'd just be like, so this is a safety critical video you're about to watch. Make sure to pay attention. I was like,
I'll never forget. I had to sit through. I tried to get out of it. There were none of it. At Pets at Home, I had to sit through a fucking like how to lift stuff safely.
Oh, mate.
And I was like, James, because it was James. I was like, James, I've just spent the last 4 years as a personal trainer. I have one of the things that was part of my degree was literally advanced lifting techniques in the like. I know how to lift a box. Can we skip this next half an hour? No, you have to watch it. I have to tick it off. It's like, great, awesome, quality. I hate you.
I remember when I was training to be a signaller for Network Rail. Bearing in mind I'd already worked for Network Rail for like 2-3 months at this point, working on a crossing, right? The first thing that we had to do as a group was learn how to lift a box. And I'm like, I've been
fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
I've been pulling a fucking lever for a train down the track. This is a literal lever connected to like miles of cable. I've had to yank that with every fucking fibre of force I have in my being. But you want to tell me, and I've got to demonstrate to you how to lift an empty cardboard box. It's like, what is that? What are we doing here? What is going on? But
I saw this. I don't even see it.
B&Q.
B&Q notice. Can you see that?
It says this on the handle of each trolley. There are guidelines for say, not how to push a trolley.
Yeah, it's funny. I shared it. I must have put. It must have been chaos before they put this up.
It's people just using the other way. It's
like the wrong way around.
Just slip discs everywhere.
Yeah. There's people spinning out of control, just going into the fucking toilets.
There's people on the floor just being hit. It's just like
Wednesday, 4 paraplegics.
What's the
in
World
one
Cup?
shift?
They're just a bloke carrying it around, just acting like it's a basket.
When did that become a need? That
I know.
That someone was sat down and go, you know what we got to do. That's just someone trying to keep their job, in it.
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking hell! And they would have had to have replaced every single trolley handle at the very least.
Yeah.
To put the guidelines on. What a fucking waste of money.
Yeah.
Awful.
The amount
they probably invested millions into that instead of giving their staff a pay rise.
Yeah. And just what type of world have we come to when you just shouldn't even be allowed at your house, should you? If you
No.
It's like Ricky Gervais has that amazing bit. Is like, why on earth do we have safety label? Oh, I mean, I guess it's for kids, so I kind of just killed his own joke, but killed his joke. But why have we got safety labels on bleach bottles? Just take them off. If adults want to drink bleach, they probably shouldn't be here anyway.
Yeah.
If they're that stupid that they don't realise that what they're doing is, lifting up Dettol.
It is. There's a lot of over engineered stuff or over complicated safety.
Well, I think where I jumped off was peanuts. When you got a pack of peanuts and it said it may contain peanuts, it's that's where I jumped off. I was like, well, okay, I'm off.
Definitely.
I love the fact it says May as well.
Yeah, May contain.
There's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. It's more than 99% chance it will have peanuts in it.
So you're saying there's a chance.
When I was in Egypt, when I did the quads in the desert, right? Fucking some really awesome pictures on the quads and that. But I got a high-vis jacket on and it just looks shit. And I just thought, like, hang on, is the bright red quad not enough? You know, that you can see there's a person there. You need a high-vis fucking jacket on as well.
Yeah.
It's just fucking, oh man. And that surprised me, to be honest, because in Egypt, I mean, I got into 3 Ubers and not one had seatbelts in it.
Oh, I didn't even have seatbelts
so
in
why
it?
am I... No, not even seatbelts in the car.
Jeez,
So I was like, why am I wearing a high-vis jacket? Like,
yeah,
you don't care about health and safety.
Yeah, that's what I find weird, when health and safety, like, that they're like overly concerned about one thing, but just don't give a shit about another. Like when we for the American Army, they were like really conscious about certain things, but then other stuff they just didn't check or do. But stuff that would kill you. So they had these things. I can't remember what the tanks might be called, strikers. And like there's a handle to do the door, to open the door, but sometimes they can the like lever can snap, and so the whole thing will just fall down and it'll kill you. The whole thing, it's full on, and like there's no like safety procedure to check that. We just learned that. We're like, I'll make sure you never stand behind the door, like check the end door, make sure no one's there. But then if you were like changing a wheel or something, you'd have all cones out and different things. And it was just really bizarre. Like, I remember this guy sitting there, was like, oh, health and safety, like, you know, you're not doing this. And I'm like, okay, but the consequence of that is, you know, I don't know, worst case scenario, if I was really like, I might lose a finger doing something. But, you know, there's other stuff where you're working on tanks, it'll take your head off and you don't care about that.
Yeah. It's fucking madness, isn't it?
But health and safety in the West, I think we go overboard with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like going around Thailand and stuff. I remember being in Vietnam, and me and Rachel went back to our room, and the stairs went all the way to the top, and it had no rail.
Wow.
I don't know if it had broken off but it was like you could fall off. You could just literally fall off. It was weird. But they were like they didn't care.
Yeah, that's fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah, we do love health and safety rules.
My dad works in construction, and he says, you know, he gets it, but fucking hell, like the red tape is just insane. But he said, like, you know, if you're working on a day it's like fucking 30, 32 degrees, you know, back in the day, you just have your shirt off. Do you know what I mean? And but now you got to have your fucking, you know, your overalls on, your fucking high vis, like everything. You know, it's absolutely crazy. Just quickly before we move on to this one, KJB, I think. So joined late, so playing catch up now. I'm an adult. The amount of Pokemon stuff and retro gaming consoles and games we've bought, I see a £60 Cubone plush and I can actually buy it. It's so satisfying. I think I saw that exact plush in game the other day and I was incredibly tempted to buy it myself. But yeah, no, absolutely. That is the thing. If you want it, you can get it if you can afford it, you know.
I mean, you got the Gengar plush.
I have. This Gengar plush actually kind of killed Pokemon plushes for me. I'll explain why. Oof. So this right here, it's a big plush, right? Ghost Pokemon. It's one of my favorite Pokemon plushes, Ghost. I do all the paranormal stuff, so I thought perfect for the backdrop, right? I won this at Thorpe Park on one of the carnival games. You know where the bucket is like angled and you've got to get like 2 balls to stay in?
Okay, yeah.
And then you win. So I got that, right? And it did cost me 18 quid in goes to get it, but I got it. Now a plush this size, Pokemon, you're looking at probably between 50 and 70 quid.
Oh, cool.
Now I got this for 18, which is quality. But because I got it for 18, if I see a plush this size, I'm like, that costs 18 quid. That shouldn't cost that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've kind of done myself, but it is fucking awesome. And it is huge. Yeah.
That is a cool plush.
Yeah. But yeah, that Cubone, I was like, I really like the Cubone one. But I was like, oh, it's 3 times more than I paid for the fucking Gengar. Can't do it. Can't do it.
You gotta go back to Thorpe Park. That's what that means. You gotta go back.
Exactly. Go back just to win stuff.
So,
Yeah.
this next one, my God, I tore it up with Hot Wheels
Oh,
on this.
yeah.
Get some Hot Wheels
Same.
on there. It's for the audio listeners. Sorry, I haven't been describing it to you. It's basically a map, top-down roads. You got your hospital, you got church, you got schools on it. It's a carpet, but designed like a top-down map. And yeah, good times were had on that. Just racing around there.
All your cars on it. I bet they sold so many of those.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I was watching a short the other day, and it was of Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight in The Office.
Yeah,
he was on Theo Von's podcast, and he was saying it was such a fucking brilliant thing that he said, because it made me think. He said, "Do you remember as a kid being bored? Like it was like an actual palpable feeling." That, you know, being bored. But now, because of all of the fucking technology and all the rest of it, and, you know, entertainment at your fingertips and all that sort of shit, like, I think that's, and even like your phone, like you just go on your phone or whatever, read articles, like you're never bored anymore.
No.
You know, like to the point where it's like you're literally sat there as a kid with nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that was an actual feeling. You know, you had happiness, anger, sadness, boredom. You know, it was one of them. And it's just, you don't really have it anymore, because everything is just so, you know, you can talk to someone straight away if you want to. You can message a friend, like, you know, you get all this sort of shit. Whereas as a kid growing up, you didn't have any of that. If you didn't know, if your friends weren't playing out, you know, and you had nothing to do, you would just go into this like boredom mode, which would just be mind numbing.
Yeah. Which is, ironically now, is quite nice.
Yeah.
To sort after like that, if you ever go like, you know, if you go away like camping or you're on your own or whatever, and you just can sit and, you know, I've got nothing to do. It's actually nice. So nice.
Yeah.
The boredom is a nice feeling. Saying it's because it's a rarity, you know, with distractions that you get.
Yeah, in a way, it's become like almost it alleviates some of the busyness from your life. Like just doing fuck all is become therapeutic in a way.
I keep thinking to myself, I would love to change my phone to a non-smartphone, but at the same time, I just feel like my life, and this is obviously not the case, but it's just what my mind is trying to stop me from doing it. I just feel like my life would fall apart. Like, I don't have a landline, right? So I think I communicate with everyone through WhatsApp. Don't text people, or, you know, or I only really call like my mum and my dad. You know, I just think like all my communication with friends and that would go in that. But then at the same time, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like as human beings, we should be harder to contact than we are now. And like, even like group chats and that, I was watching this podcast or a clip or something, I don't know. And he was like, they were like, you know, you don't even really have your own opinions anymore, because you're in discussions in group chats and your own opinions are being diluted by everyone else's opinions, because you don't have an opportunity to sit there with your own thoughts and think about things by yourself without other people chiming in on the, you know, which isn't always a bad thing. It isn't always a bad thing, but we're just so fucking diluted and contactable now. Like I can right now, if I hung up this call, I can speak to someone within 10 seconds if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're never really left to your own devices anymore. And it's just I just always think like I'd quite like to be, but then I just think, oh well, if you make yourself harder to contact, what if something goes wrong and then they couldn't have got hold of you? And it's like, well, okay, how many times has something gone wrong where I've had to be contacted immediately? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I say, if you got, 100% agree. And if you got like an old Nokia, someone can call you.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that pre-Nokias or pre-mobiles, whatever, that everyone lived fine. There might have, like I say, there would be some scenarios where it would have been handy, but like I say, it is. There's definitely something within. There's definitely like, I don't know what it's called, like some sort of like anxiety thing when you haven't got your phone.
Yeah.
Like I need to find my phone. Like try and turn your phone off for a week. Like you won't be able to do it.
No. And even that, like, because I work from home, and I work on my computer, like I can just type in WhatsApp web, and then I got WhatsApp on my fucking computer.
Yeah.
It's just too.
Like I say, too easy to get distracted.
But then what do you do? Well, you delete WhatsApp. But then all these group chats and stuff, and all these people, it's just like.
Be good to have like an old Nokia with a WhatsApp in it. Because WhatsApp, I don't think WhatsApp's too bad because it's, like I say, it's usually, for me, I don't use it too much. It's just a form of like communication for like football groups or whatever. I'm not usually in it like loads. But it's like, I see WhatsApp as like the new way to, instead of SMSing someone, you would just WhatsApp them.
Yeah.
So if you had like a Nokia so you could do calls, text, and WhatsApp. Yeah, and then you're totally contactable, but you haven't got your phone on you all the time.
Yeah. I find it bad, and I don't even have fucking Twitter or Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm bored for a moment, I'll just start like reading articles or whatever on my phone. But yeah, for people that are all still on all the social medias and that, like the distraction is just fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Like I just it's like my productivity. But then I've got no one else to blame but myself. Like fucking hell, you just gotta try focusing that. But my productivity is not that great because you just get distracted by. You get pulled into a debate in a group chat, or you start watching YouTube videos, or all this shit. And next thing and it's not even like I realize. I like catch myself doing it, and I'm like, "Fuck, that was half an hour."
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah, there's it's weird, isn't it, that the lives we live now compared to the lives of someone 30, 40 years ago, like of a similar age. So I look at like my dad's generation and stuff, and my dad's not always like on his phone. He uses it like old school. He goes on it occasionally. He's on the odd bit. I don't know if that's the same for everyone of that generation, but he's just not on it as much. Like, and then conversely, you see like younger generation. It's like as soon as there's a moment to get your phone out.
Oh fucking hell!
It's out almost like instinctively to.
Yeah. But you'll probably be able to give me a better insight, to be honest, Dan, as a father. But like when I was on the plane to Egypt, I was surrounded by kids, and they're all just fucking. And I'm sure it's to try and keep them, from crying and stuff on the plane, blah blah blah. But they've all just got fucking iPad screens, like 2 inches away from their face. Like it's just fucking crazy.
Planes, after whenever we're traveling out, we're always taking the iPads. The iPads, again, it's weird, hard to navigate because it's like if you take them off them in the house or limit the time or whatever, then they're like they need stimulation. Kids, so like, I want to do something, and that weekends we go out for walks and we go to the park and we make sure we get out of the house and they're not just stuck in. Because they will just, they've got on the iPads and it's easy because you can just let them. And the older they get, the easier that is. You can just let them go on the iPads and stuff. But like we're you know, we're not perfect at all. Like
No,
I
of
said,
course.
again, like they do go on it, and they're probably go on it more than they should. But we are. I mean, I think we both think about it, more conscious about it. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to like, because you could, you know, I think if you don't have kids, we I want to let them have the iPad. It's like, yeah, try doing that. Try
Absolutely, yeah, I
try
can
not giving your
appreciate that
kids,
for
you know,
sure.
like your boys, whatever, an Xbox or gaming.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just, and I'm like, we check every now and then like what they're, you know, they're usually like chatting to friends or playing like Roblox and stuff. And it, like, is that bad? It's like,
yeah,
you know,
no,
they
of
are.
course.
But again, it's like you've got to. I think you've got to just be conscious of it and make sure it doesn't become a problem, and make sure like the time you got when it's the weekends, whatever you are, doing stuff together. And
yeah,
it's a weird one. It's hard because it's there. Because I just remember when I was a kid, it's like, you know, you had your Mega Drives and stuff and your games, and it's like, imagine trying to take that off me as a kid. I'd have been devastated.
oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, certainly.
Yes, it's hard balance. It's a very hard balance of finding enough.
I think I'll tell you what I think the difference is like, because I mean, obviously our generation, we kind of in the early teens, I'd say, hit the curve of online gaming. But gaming back in the day, and certainly through, you know, my younger years as well, you know, it was unless you had a friend over, it was single player. Right?
Yeah.
So you still had the want from time to time to see your friends and play with your friends, but now everything's online. You don't actually have to go anywhere.
No, which is
there's
bad.
not that want or need to go outside.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, because I'd be a fucking hypocrite to say anything negative about gaming. I love gaming. I'm nearly 30. I still game. Not an issue. But I think that is the difference.
You don't see
in
kids,
being a kid. You know,
you don't see kids outside anymore, like in groups.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
Occasionally you see them at teenagers hanging around the shops, whatever. But like, you don't see young.
You don't
kids
see like a kid
playing,
picking up a stick to be a sword. Yeah, making debt, exactly.
And I think that's a shame. And I was chatting to someone actually recently about he's like in the army, and he was like, that the kind of younger people coming through now, like those skills of doing that, being out, you know, out and about, and like that is a different generation now that have come through. Not good or bad, you know. It's just but it's just that's the way it is. Like there was a generation that been out that, you know, you're used to growing up, and just being outside all the time and just making dens and all that sort of stuff. He says, it's more like gaming now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you know, with these kids being exposed to technology so early, I'm sure in the next 20 to 30 years, the technological advances will probably be quite significant because they will all be so technologically savvy, more so than any of us ever were.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
So there will, without a doubt, be advantages.
Yeah.
You know, but everything comes at a cost. But I sometimes wonder. And it's not just kids, it's even myself. And, you know, with all of the entertainment and also like the short form, I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite because I create it, but short form content without a doubt affects attention span, without a doubt.
Yeah,
100%.
But also imagination. I feel like my imagination now, maybe it's because I'm an adult now, but I just feel like my imagination is just so weak compared to what it used to be. Do you know what I mean?
That does happen, doesn't it? Anyway,
yeah.
As a child, your imagination is chemically stronger.
It's incredible. The imagination of a child is phenomenal.
Yeah, and we do lose that just chemically and also through society.
Yeah,
I was thinking about this the other day as well. I was wondering, like, I don't know about you guys, but we said about when we went camping and stuff, so I guess it kind of rings true. But obviously, if you grow up playing outside, not with friends and stuff, and going out into like nature, like I yearn to do that, to go out into like nature and stuff, and obviously that's evident from like socials. And that it's very popular. Loads of people go out do walking and stuff. And I was thinking I wonder if that comes with age, or again whether it's like a nostalgia thing where, you know, you did it as a kid. you're kind of going back to it. I wonder if the generation now coming through, if they don't experience that, and they're saying they're getting all that short term, I wonder if later on in life they'll want to do that, or they'll just want to be stimulus in another way.
And then outside is very empty.
Just like there's no, because so I don't know whether the outside is an age thing with me, or whether it's a nostalgia thing, like going back to being a kid and being out and realizing how much joy you got out of just being outside.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of my fondest childhood memories is me and my cousin Jack. We used to, because our nanny, he actually grew up. Basically, his house and my nanny's house were neighbours, and that the back garden leads onto a forest. We used to just go in the forest and play like Lord of the Rings and shit. Just like as kids, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
but our imagination, like that's what I mean. Like it's almost like I when I think back to it, I'm like visualizing us actually in like Mordor and shit, but in reality, we were just in Fritton Woods. But my memory, is what my imagination captured, not the actual. It's incredible.
100%. Yeah, that's like playing walls and army and guns and like that. Your imagination goes back to the all going out on your bikes and just your imagination's rife, isn't it? As a kid,
it's incredible.
You play these games, and I watch it with my daughter. She'll play like games on like tea parties, and she's like she's there. She's getting in like, and it's so fun, and it's horrible really, because I know in a few years that goes. And it just like I say, you get your iPads, you get your friends, you get the teenage years, the hormones, and it just fades away. And it's like, so I always let her do it, and just I will always encourage it and stuff, because it's fleeting, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. But what a play, I don't know if privilege is the right word, but it is an awesome thing to have, even if it is for a limited time.
Yeah, I think I've been watching stuff about like magic mushrooms and psilocybin and that stuff, and I think some of that links into that as well. Whatever goes on in your brain chemically, then you kind of link back and get a bit of that back, because we seem to put up walls, don't we, as we get older.
Yeah, definitely. Because all we are is we're just products of what has happened to us, good or bad, for years and years and years and years, and then the person that you are today is just a combination of experiences.
I wonder, sorry to chat, but I wonder if like tribes and stuff, where they're out in the wild and there's like not that external influence and they're not trying to get sold to us. I wonder if they keep that longer, or they're more in their brains, more in tune with that kind of imagination part.
I'd imagine it is, because I think it definitely has the technology and stuff is definitely because you don't have to, especially with entertainment and stuff, you don't have to think for yourself, because it's there in front of you.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
So I reckon so.
Yeah, I'd imagine the same. Is you kind of have to make your own entertainment, keep yourself occupied, do whatever is best for the tribe, and you don't even, the technology doesn't even come into it above like hunting and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally probably the only technology they'll ever encounter is stuff to hunt things better.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Right, their entertainment is probably, or one of the forms of entertainment is probably sat around a fire telling stories of things that they've hunted and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which sounds great.
Yeah, and obviously, if someone's telling you a story, you have to then visualize it yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, because that's I feel like we lose a lot of that. The art of sitting around together telling stories.
Yeah, definitely. That actually ties in to what Ashton said a minute ago. He said, to me, it's baffling when I go out for tea and I see families all sat there on their phones, not talking to each other. People just rely on tech too much these days. especially young. So look, because you see that a lot, don't you? You know, rather than people sat around talking to each other, they're just sat with their phones and stuff. One thing that I try not to do, just because I saw a video of this. I don't know if he's a scientist or a motivational speaker or something, but he was like basically like subtle cues and like subtle signs of intention, even if it's not your intention. Basically, what he said was, you know, if you're sat at a table with someone and you've got your phone on the table, it says to the room that yes, I am engaging in conversation with you, but as soon as that thing lights up, I need to see it because that's why it's in my eye line. But that's one thing I try not to do anymore. If I'm sat at a table or whatever, I make sure that my phone isn't on the table. My phone's always on silent anyway, which is why I'm so shit at answering phone calls. But I always miss calls and then call back. But the I always try to make sure that my phone isn't on the table, just so you know that isn't the case. But you do see it, and it is sad. You know, I'll never forget. When I went to one of the most incredible dining experiences I've ever been to, the Hakkasan. It's a Michelin star restaurant in Japanese restaurant in London. Incredible katsu curry. Oh my fucking god! But anyway, there was and far be it from me to judge. I'm just going to tell you what I saw. You know, there was a family there. I think it was like the dad and his daughters and maybe a son or a boyfriend. I don't know. And they looked very rich, so I'm sure it was just like a McDonald's to them. But they were all just sat there on their phones. So you're in a beautiful Michelin star restaurant. You got chefs coming out with the fucking food and shit. They weren't even like, oh, Instagram moment, take a picture. They were just like, they just sat at the table just like this. And it was just like, I was like, what the fuck, man? This is
it's weird, isn't it? When you think about it and talk about it, it is like we're actually just staring at pixels.
Yeah.
On a little screen. Like when you see The Matrix when it first came out, it's like obviously seems super far-fetched now, but just feel like we are getting closer and closer to that weird plugged in life.
Yeah, absolutely, because we already are, really, you know, without the physical plug, we actually are. You know, we're like you're on your phone, either looking at other people's lives on Instagram, reading an article about other people's lives, or talking to other people rather than talking to the physical people in front of you.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point in that?
Yeah.
You know, with obviously the exceptions of if there's emergencies, blah blah blah. But what's the point?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's the more I think about it, because I do think about it sometimes, but when I think about it, I'm like, fucking hell. Like, imagine at the end of your life, when you die, you go up and then it's just like, you get a sheet and it's like, this is how much time you spent there doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like I say, it's easy, cures boredom. It's dopamine hits.
Yeah.
Constant dopamine.
But then that in itself reduces your threshold, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird addiction that it's just probably under the radar a lot.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to say, what is the answer? Do we go backwards?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if there is an answer now.
I think we're too. I think society definitely as a whole is fucking too far gone. You know, you're not. You can. I think you can make the decision yourself if you wanted to, but you're never gonna society. You know, technologically, is just going to keep on going forward, and probably weirdly enough, what is it they say about social media? We've never been so connected and yet so
disconnected.
Yeah, it's like it's spot on.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. But hey ho, that's
Nokia.
life.
Back to the Nokias.
That's it.
It's like I went traveling with a Nokia and had a great experience. And it was like I say, I had no phone, didn't really know I was going. It was all an adventure.
Yeah.
And I wonder now how different that would be with a phone, and you're looking at the booking on the hostels, and you know exactly where you're going, and say you're on Instagram, and it would just be such a different experience, and one that I'm thankful that I did it that way. That was not a choice. I just that's all I could afford was a Nokia. But yeah, me and my partner were chatting about that, just saying that life is different, isn't it? With that, like say good, good and bad. There are some good that comes with this instant access, but there's also some bad with it as well.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Yeah.
My girlfriend's dad, he went traveling a lot in his 20s, so I'm guessing that would be the 80s.
Yeah.
And he always tells me stories and that, and he was like, there was not even a fucking mobile. Like he'd be like, he'd check in with his mum like maybe every 3 months. So he'd find a fucking payphone or something, after being in the Amazon or some shit. Just fucking completely different.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
That was I never obviously I didn't even have as soon as I got to Australia, I had an Australian SIM, so I couldn't even call home. It was way too expensive. So I would check in through Facebook every couple of months, like upload where I've been, and like I say, my mum and dad just didn't even know what country I was in. But there's a beauty to that for both sides. Obviously, it's not, it's not great. You can have that worry factor in that, but also it's that adventure side.
Yeah, without a doubt. Should we do some questions before we go? Because I know Liam's asked a question for you specifically, Dan, to do with the army.
Oh, right, cool. What's he saying?
Are any of you guys going to watch Wimbledon? And the question for Dan: how did you go about joining the army, and what was the interview and training process like? Thanks, guys. Up the APMA.
I'll probably catch some of Wimbledon. I do like Wimbledon.
So I'll probably watch a little bit, but not going to be a massive fan of it.
Yeah, I tend to
towards the end.
Tend to really only ever watch tennis when Wimbledon's on. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I don't follow the season.
I liked it a lot when Murray was in his prime, because I liked Murray a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously he's kind of past it now.
Yeah.
How did it go about joining the army? I just went to a local recruitment centre, which I think you can go to now. Obviously, this was a long time ago, 20 odd years ago. And at that time, you're careful what you pick. I've probably changed now, but I remember at the time I almost signed up to the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment, which is like infantry, and I went down for my selection, and I had my section training booked in for that, and then luckily I changed, and I ended up going Breamy. But I found out later down the line, I don't think this is the case anymore, but they used to get bonuses, like the more people they could get to join their regiment, they get
referrals,
get some sort of referral bonus, which I think was just a short period of time when they did that. So careful what they advise you. It's probably really easy to do all your research online. Interview they did a thing called a barb test, which is like a computer test. It's like a, what do you call it? It's a bit like an IQ test. It's called a barb. That was I think they're still, I don't know, they'll do something similar to that. And then they got your GCSEs, I think. I was lucky because I did quite well on that, and I had the right GCSE. So they would give me a list, a printout of all the stuff that I could do. And I just had to pick then what I wanted to do. But I didn't really know. I mean, the reason I chose mechanic was the guy showed me the cover, and it was a guy working on a tank engine in Cyprus. And I was like, all I want to do is travel. And I was like, if I do this, will I get to Cyprus? He's like, 100%. And then I was like, cool, sign me out. He had no clue where I'd go or what I'd go.
100%.
Did you ever?
I did actually go to Cyprus.
Oh, nice.
I went there diving and not as a mechanic.
Oh dear.
So it the training was good. It's I guess it's a bit of a shock from going from what you're doing to that. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and it sorted me out because I was a mess at like 17. So I'm so thankful for it. Like it was good. Like a few bad bits, but nothing major. I think it's just a really good stepping stone for anyone. Like I'm so happy with the time I did in it. 5 years was enough for me. Like I wanted to go and start again. I don't know what it's like now. I've got a few friends who are in the army now. Obviously, everything changes. They're all a lot older, so yeah, your mind changes. I think as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
In the there's always back in my day kind of thing, and it's just like everything. I think no matter what you do or what industry you're in, like you're like back in the good old days, 20 years ago. But it always helped me out. I'm always thankful for it, and I enjoyed my time in it, and it's a good thing to kind of look back. I'd recommend it to anyone, to be honest.
Is there a cut-off in age for joining the army?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I don't know what it is for the full army. There's a cut for like the TA. I think it's quite old though. I think it's like 50.
Oh, okay.
For not for the normal army, not for the British army. I think the normal army is like, I'm sure it's like 30 or something. Let me have a cut because it might have changed. But I know for because I was looking at like re-signing up and joining the TA years ago. Age for army. Oh yeah, so 29, 18 and 29.
So I've got this is my last chance.
Yeah, but you can join reserves and stuff quite a lot older.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it to anyone. It's always, I mean, it's only a short period of your life, and it's just something cool to have on your CV.
Yeah.
And I met some of my best mates, still mates with them now. And they said that. I remember when I joined up, and they were like, the people you meet in the first couple of years, you'll still be friends with them for the rest of your life.
That's awesome.
And I remember thinking, that's bollocks at the time. And it was true.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So it's definitely cool. And like I say, you can get lucky or unlucky, like where you go. I just joined to travel. Didn't do too much traveling, and I travelled more when I got out. And it gives you opportunities to do it. So I worked with the American Army quite a bit after.
Yeah.
Which, because of that, it kind of led me into that, which was cool.
Oh, excellent. Cool. And how was the training process?
Yeah, it was good. There's some. I think it's obviously different for everyone. I didn't like all the marching and stuff.
Yeah.
I was always a bit of a shit soldier, if I'm honest. Like, I just wasn't because I was all right. I was good at my trade. I was a good mechanic. But I like the sport, I like running and the football, and I was quite fit. But the admin of being a soldier, I was just never great at. And I didn't take it I probably, like now, if I'd probably take it more serious now, I just didn't care then because I was young, and all I wanted to do was like drink and go out and party. And like, I'd always leave everything to the last minute. I still do that now, to be fair, but I would leave everything to the last minute. My preparation and that, I just wasn't on the ball. I was a bit of an admin nightmare. But like the train, it's good. Like I say, it gets you. You just get in as a standard, and not just because it's your basic training is like 11 weeks, but then you did a different thing where you did like foundation, and I did a week's foundation. Or if you don't pass a test, you have to do 4 weeks foundation, and you just see the difference. Like everyone gets fitter, just everyone. You just get, your 11 weeks of like eating right, getting up at 5, like you just see the improvement of everyone. Your self-confidence as well. Like I was shy before when I didn't talk too much, and you just get an air of self-confidence about it because you can't see going through like little tests, and you see the progression in people. And I think that generally through the army, like I only did 5 years. It was not a long time, really, for like people do like that. My mate's just done his 22 years.
Wow.
But you're always like progressing as a person through it. And there is lots of opportunities if you take it. You just got to seek it out, I think. Again, I don't know about nowadays because it might change slightly different, but I guess it's just like normal life. Like if you want to seek out the opportunities, they are there. But yeah, it's good. It's a good stepping stone.
Cool.
Excellent.
So yeah, do it.
We'll do.
There you go, Liam.
Ashton Mitchell's got a question. Yes, it's a complete tone shift, but do you guys happen to have any tips? As I've got a charity boxing fight in 2 weeks, and I'm very nervous about it.
Oh, fair play.
Your opponent will be nervous as well, so don't worry about that. That's natural.
I mean,
it's a charity boxing fight, so enjoy it. If when you're in there, enjoy it.
Yeah, if you can, it's
spark him out.
I wonder how much like sparring and stuff is done in pre-training. That'll probably have an effect.
Yeah,
he'll be nervous as well. And you're in head guards and stuff, ain't you? Anyway, so it's.
Yeah, I don't think it's. If you're afraid about taking serious damage, I personally, again, I've never had a charity boxing match, let alone any boxing match, but I'd imagine they're probably not putting you against some absolute jacked up fiend who is a pro boxer. So they're going to be, I'd assume, similar level to yourself.
Yeah, if it's
and also isn't it in charity matches the stoppage is a lot softer, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
If it's white collar, they just match you up with someone similar ability, or even someone you've been like training with and sparring with.
Yeah. I've thought about it myself, doing a charity boxing match. It says, Ashton, we've done 6 weeks training already, so I've got a good grasp of it, but I've taken some heavy hits and shrugged them off. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it'd be
the
fun.
Thing is, obviously you don't want to spar too much as you get closer to the event, and I know that obviously sparring, you should be, sparring at like 40%. Blah blah blah, but chances are the people you're sparring with probably hit as hard as the person you're going to fight. So, move around, gas him out, go for the kill in round 3.
That's it. If you get it,
just think about afterwards, you'll be like elated afterwards.
Yeah.
And also, win or lose,
it's charity.
Charity, which is awesome. So,
and you've just put yourself. We should do a big APMA one against someone.
Or have a round robin between the 3 of us.
Just a big pool.
Just like that.
If you reckon you get it done in 30 seconds, Ashton, go for it. If you believe in yourself. But if not, gas him out.
Yeah.
That is my...
I watched Hafthor Bjornsson versus Eddie Hall.
Oh, yeah.
So I just happened to be in Dubai at the time. I was like, I'll have a look at tickets. And it was a tenner. And I was like, okay.
Oh, sick.
And then I got there.
It's
a tenner, yeah. And then I got there. It was like 2 a.m. our time. I think it was like 11 o'clock. It was perfect. It was literally on the last night. I'd finished all of the summit stuff. I actually left an after party a little bit early. But I thought, fuck it, I'll go watch the boxing at a tennis stadium in Dubai. And I got there and I was like, you all right, mate? Here's my ticket. I was like, what whereabouts is the seating? Because I had a seat on it. And he was like, just sit anywhere, mate. I was like,
really?
Okay. Yeah. And then I ended up sitting next to, by chance, just because they were chanting for Eddie. So I thought, okay, I'll sit with them. By chance, it was the fucking Team GB Paralympics team.
Oh, really?
Coach, yeah. So it was like the girls, a shot putter. There was a few of them there, and it was just awesome. And then it was just weird because me and Lozzie went to school. Went to college. I went to school with Sophie McKenna, who's Team GB shot putter, And so I was like, oh, no, well, I went to, and they were like, oh my God, we know Sophie, we try, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was really cool. But anyway, yeah, I watched that. And the point I'm getting at is Eddie came out way too hard in the first round, gassed himself out and was fucked. And then Hafthor Bjornsson just picked him off for the remainder of the fight. So maybe throw 1 or 2 haymakers just to see if you can get it done. But don't go hell for leather in the first round for the entirety because you will fuck yourself.
Gas out, yeah.
Yeah, don't gas out. Just think about, think about your stamina. Keep moving. Move lightly. Gas him out. And then you just go in for the kill. That's what I would do. I would look to gas my opponent out. I wouldn't even look to necessarily win the first round on point, win the points of the first round, to be honest. I just want to have this guy throwing punches, hopefully missing, obviously return some, and then go into the later rounds with more energy than him. That's what I would look to do.
It's a good plan.
But I'm not a professional boxer by any fucking thingy. I'm just saying what I would do, and that's all I can do. So yeah.
Yeah, I know fuck all, so probably ignore what I said.
Also, Eddie Hall and Hafthor Bjornsson especially, they are monsters of men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The size of them is insane.
A jab is a sledgehammer to the face.
Big Ol says head movement. Absolutely. Keep that head moving.
Fair play doing it as well, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant thing to do. And if you drop him to the canvas and get the knockout win, that's incredible.
I think
it'd do well to do that if they're in head guards, but
depends.
You never know. Some absolute.
You never know. Get in the clinch, pull the head guard back a bit, expose that temple. Bosh.
Jesus Christ.
That's it. Get a training montage in, says Carla.
Yeah.
Sin Rocky, that works.
Yeah, they do work in the films.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna do well, mate. You'll be fine. And like I say, it's for charity, so you're a champion already,
Yeah.
Well, we've taken a trip down memory lane. We discussed, society as a whole, as we normally try and cover all sort of subjects on this podcast. But I hope everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed going down memory lane. Always do with nostalgia ones. I think we all like them, don't we? So, yeah. I just will, before we leave, I will just quickly plug the fact that you can, if you want to, there is a subscribe button, or a channel membership button, rather. You can press $4.99. You get access to extra episodes that I do. At the moment, I'm doing an episode every 2 weeks. And also, I'm doing a current playthrough of Prey, the video game. Very good.
Oh, cool.
Very good survival horror game. It's a lot. It surprised me how good it was, considering how little I know about it going into it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Part 4 should be coming up either today or tomorrow. But yes, that's $4.99 if you want to do that. If not, just carry on watching these and enjoying the episodes. But we will see you in the next one. Up the APMA. See you later. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.